Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarborough here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Taroscopes, and right now we're going to do the Taroscope for the sign of Libra for the month of October 2022. Just a couple of little things about the month of October. The month of October is the 10th month of the calendar year. And so it holds the vibration of the 10, 1, 0, right? If you add those together, we get a 1. So October is generally a time of new beginnings, new starts. And of course, with the sun in Libra, as we start the month, we're sort of moving into a rather powerful time for the sign of Libra. And also, Mercury is in Libra, but retrograde. Actually, it's in Virgo at this point in October, and it retrogrades back to, I think, 25 or 26 degrees of Virgo, and then it turns direct, and then moves forward, and then moves into Libra. But after a period of time where many of our relationships have gone under some sort of shift in the dynamics and sort of new contracts for those relationships. And so we will be able to sort of move forward once October starts to unfold for us. And then, of course, the next month, 11, is a month of decisions. 11 is always a fork in the road. What direction are you going to go in? But it's that initial energy, that one vibration that comes in with October. So it's going to be an interesting October. Let's take a look at your tarot cards for October. Now, this is for Libra rising, Libra sun, Libra moon. I have some good friends with Libra moon, so I'm kind of excited to see what the cards have to say for them. All right. And then just in general, if we look at these readings through the lens of the archetype, perhaps, if we're doing a Libra reading, you can even apply it to, this is a reading about relationship. This is a reading about diplomacy. This is a reading about how well we'll do in October with that energy, right? Libra is associated with peace, but it's also associated with war and strategy. Some of the greatest generals had Mars in Libra. My goddaughter, who works she's in the Navy, she's in the military, she has her Mars in Libra, and she's a really good strategist. She's really good at seeing both sides of an issue and then taking the appropriate action from that. So it's a testament, you know. Libra is necessary to soften the hard edges. And there are just so many hard edges these days that we have to, you know, Libra isn't just about the law, but Libra is about fairness. Okay, let's see. Just cut the cards here gently, because I have to do it on top of my computer because I don't really have a table here. Don't ask. So we start with the 10 of Cups. Now, this is an interesting card. It's often associated with happiness, all your dreams coming true. In this deck, there's a little more of an aspirational quality. You see these three people looking up at the cups, at the ideal, and asking themselves, what do I want my life to look like? What do I aspire? I think that there's a deep, right now, in the present moment, you would like to be happy. Oh, happy. Remember happy? Let's see what challenges happy. We have the Ace of, oh, okay, Libra, I understand. The Ace of Wands. So you're like, I am in my life and I have my needs met, and things are good. And now I have this, I don't know, I won't want to say hair across your bum, but I have this new idea. I have this need to be creative. Have a need to take a chance. You know, the Ace of Wands is always a chance, right? You're grabbing the staff of life, and it is about change. This vibration is actually, in the way that I uh, connect the Kabbalah, the numerology, and the cards together. This is a 27-9 vibration, which is about 9. So it's about having to let go of something, you know, before you can start something else. It's a practice in letting go and letting God, and taking the staff of creativity from the hand of God and taking it down to the lower tree and manifesting something with it. So there's a contentment, and yet now there's an opportunity that could, in its way, upset the contentment by its nature. And that's the challenge. But there's this maybe need for excitement, or need for a sense of, you know, taking, you know, shining your light in the form of fire, in the form of fire. At the root is you are inspired. You got to do it, Libra. You don't be afraid. Now, I haven't finished the reading yet, but that's what I'm going to say. It's a healing. It's a hope. Hope springs eternal, as they say. It's a hope for a better future than the future we have right now. It's like, yes, you know, this is great, but this happiness, but is it real? And what do I need to do to make it real? And what do I need to do to make it fair? Remember, Libra's about fairness. What do I need to do to make it fair? To bring hope, right? To compensate people who have been you know, just beaten upon. And I can't think of the word. That's not really what I wanted to say, but the star is an Aquarius card. So it's about the Aquarian ethos, you know, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, but it's also about cooperation and agreeing and working toward the common good. All of that has to sort of go together in order for our life to continue, um, you know, in a maybe a freer society, right? Not all societies are free. Um, let's see what's in the past. We have the Seven of Swords in the past, so there was some shenanigans going on in the past, and it's very possible that you witnessed it. I don't get the sense that you participated in it, but I have more of a sense that you saw it happening and maybe you didn't take a stand. Either way, you are onto something. And sometimes you're onto something and it's too dangerous to say something. You will upturn your whole life for the truth. Let's see what's in the sky. The sky speaks of it is not quite ready for harvest. So the information that you have, the talent that you bring, whatever that is, you're being reminded that we do live in a physical environment, and we have to go by the rules of the physical environment that we're in. And so you may not have the monetary resources for this idea, right? For this gesture, or you may feel as though this creative urge is limited in a way because the environment is people are not spending money. People are sort of holding back, and out of a knowing that things are probably going to be harder. Things are hard now, but they're going to get harder because the problems that cause the problem now are more deep set, including climate change, including the wars that are going on, including all of that. So there is a certain amount of, um, natural having to hold back a little bit with that. In the immediate future, though, we have the Three of Cups. This is a really good time for you to get together with your girlfriends, get together with your friends. This is the card of friendship. You need to celebrate the friendships in your life. You need to reach out and you need to celebrate the friendships in your life, because they are going to sustain you, and give you the courage and give you sometimes it's courage, but sometimes it's advice. You may have a friend that says, that's a great idea, but are you really in a situation where you can afford to do that? Are you willing to give that much up? Or is there a better time for it? Or maybe you should start a little bit smaller or slower, or, before you do the grand gesture, do the little things first. So, that's the kind of stuff that you can get from your friends who know you. And you're not paying them to say things nice to you. They're just telling you as it is, right? And a lot of times we need to hear that. How it's seen from the outside, the Nine of Cups. You're seen as somebody who has everything that you need, that like all your wishes have come true. Like, what's the problem? What's the problem, Libra? But domestically, you're in anxiety. You're in anxiety. I think that the thing with Libra is that sometimes you will tell everybody everything's okay because you don't want to seem like you don't have things in control, or you don't want to seem like you're not capable. But everybody has a moment when they're not capable, and that's when you need your friends. You can't always be perfect. There's a sense of perfection with Libra, perfectly balanced, the peacemaker, the this, the that. I can't make a mistake, because it's disastrous. Like that kind of stuff will drive you crazy. In your way, you're your own worst enemy. It's real important, especially with the air signs, because of their dual nature, that the inside and the outside is the same. It's important for Gemini, although Gemini tend to be more sort of outwardly facing, not particularly introspective in their nature, because what they want is they want all the information that they can see and what they can get, and how they can utilize, or what they can learn from it, if that's the case with Gemini. But Libra is balance. Libra is balance. And so it's much more sort of internally buoyed. It's internally buoyed. And so the inside and the outside can't be all that different. And sometimes what Libra does is they put this sheen of everything's great, and then the inside they're just dying. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's the difference between people thinking that your life is butterflies and unicorns, and in reality, on the inside you're terrified. So that's something that you have to really guard against as a Libra. As an air, we all have to guard against it, right? We all have Libra somewhere in our chart, or we all have air. We all relate to each other. I mean, relationship is I know for myself, if I feel like I'm in a supportive relationship with somebody, then I'm much more capable of being the best person I can be. On a certain level, I find the ballast comforting, and it doesn't have to be somebody of the opposite sex. It doesn't have to be a husband. It doesn't have to be. It could just be a friend, or even sometimes your child is your ballast. I don't know how many women I know that when they had a child, they finally started like making better decisions for themselves, because it wasn't just about them anymore. It was about it was about them and somebody else. And sometimes women need that somebody else in order to have their own sense of like self-worth kicked in. It's a Venus rule sign. It's a Venus rule sign, so it can happen. Let's see, hopes and fears. Change. Now, do you hope or do you fear? I guess it'll depend on who you are. Two sides of the same coin, right? One way or the other, it's going to change, and we know that. Oh, yes. All right. I love this for you guys. Do it. Remember I said I would say do it? Do it. This is it. This one, take it. Take it. It's your soul's path. You're going to start moving forward and rather swiftly. Now, this is a monthly reading, so this could be the end of the month, or this could just be intimations of a future not too far off. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the end of the month. You're driving away, but you could be. But it's more about that forward motion. So it is and it is a major arcana. So it's a real period at the end of the sentence or exclamation point sometimes. Actually, I would say the Chariot card is more of a dot, dot, dot kind of thing. Like at the end of a sentence, it would go dot, 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 because it's like, what's the wonder that's going to happen? Like, it's up to you. How are you going to use your energy to express your soul, right? That's what the Chariot's about. Okay, underneath it all, we have the Eight of Cups. This is usually about turning your back on something that you've put a lot of energy into, but is no longer fulfilling, spiritually fulfilling. In a way, I got the same vibe from this card when it first came out. Is it really spiritually fulfilling? Hold on 1 second. I did something here. Okay. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is the self-made person. Know that you have the capacity. You know what you're worth. You know your value. You will not be without, right? That's under that. So if there's issues around there just not being enough out there, there is enough for you and you can do it. And then lastly, we have the King of Wands, which is dominion in the realm of fire. And dominion in the realm of fire is to create something and have dominion over your own creative project. So it is time. There is a creative project that is challenging the status quo, but everything in the cards indicate that you need to explore that and move in that direction, because it is part of your soul's journey and it is what you're doing. And you don't really have to worry about whether this is the time because, belts are being tightened and all of this other stuff. This is the time to shine your light. And if this is what brings you joy, talk to your friends. They'll tell you. They'll give you the honest truth. Hopefully, if you have good friends. Some friends tell you what, it depends. It depends on the relationship. A true friendship is just a give and take between two people who have no sense of, who's smarter than the other one and who's better, or it's just a give and take of heart and soul. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's going to be a good October for you. It's very exciting. Very exciting. I'm going to have to send this to my girlfriend who has a Libra moon. Hi, Yemi. All right. See you next month. Like, subscribe. If you would like a not a card reading, a chart reading from me, astrology, Kabbalah, numerology, you can do that. You can go to my website, theseedoftransformation.com. Go to the services page. They're listed. And I do have events. I have an events page. You can check that out. In the moment, right now, I'm doing a number of classes. We started them last week. But I do have an astrology salon on Tuesday nights that, as long as you're astrologically have a basic understanding, it's a class about usually what's going on in the world. If there's some big astrological happening, we kind of decide when we get together. And sometimes we'll have themes, and I'll announce them. But anyway, have yourself a great month, and I'll see you again next month for the Taroscopes for Libra for the month of November. But until then, take care, everyone. Namaste.